Good morning, everyone. I hope you are feeling well and rested after last night's sleep. Happy Lunar New Year, the year of the tiger. And then also happy Imbolc, which is a pretty cool pagan holiday. It's right between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So the days are starting to get longer, the sun is rising earlier, and there's just a little glimpse of warmth that comes with this holiday. So I'll be celebrating with cooking and candles and maybe a little write and burn to just get me going and excited for spring. So with that being said, I've been going on these morning walks and the sunrises have been absolutely incredible. I've been feeling so connected to nature lately. While I just walk around, even with the snow, it just feels so nice to get out on my walks lately. But with the sunrises, it got me thinking about light and how light always triumphs over darkness. And basically the light that is in each and every one of us. Our bodies are really just vessels to carry this energy and this light. So today for this Imbolc class, I'd like to connect to this light and really, show how we can shine it, I guess. So yes, we'll get started today in a comfortable seat, starting with a meditation. But before we get started, today you'll need 2 blocks and a bolster. For mostly all my classes, we'll always need those props and sometimes a strap. So just always having those handy. So yeah, so just get settled into a comfortable seat, sitting at the edge of a blanket or block or bolster with your knees tilted downward. And before we get into our meditation, just begin to get settled into your sacred space that you've chosen today. What's really cool about virtual yoga is that you really can do it anywhere. And just creating a sacred space wherever you go, if you're on vacation or wherever that may be, just start to get settled in. Remove the flesh from under the sits bones so they're rooted and grounded fully on the earth. And just close your eyes, getting settled into the space. And begin to notice your breath, just acknowledging it, not changing it in any way. Noticing the fluctuations of the body. As you inhale, the chest may rise. And as you exhale, these gentle compressions of these parts of the body. And then begin to deepen the breath, taking a nice slow inhale, filling all the way up. And just an audible sigh, letting it all go as you pull the navel towards the spine, releasing all of that stagnant and stale air at the bottom of the lungs. And then find this breath 4 more times, each time making the inhale a little deeper. And with every exhale, a release. Letting go of these obstacles and burdens that don't allow you to shine your light. And then with the inhale, thinking of what this light means to you. It could be passion, kindness. It could be anything. So what does light mean to you? And really hold that in the focus of your mind's eye. Breathe it down into your heart. And with the exhale, again, a release of anything that is blocking you from your light. Just sighing out the breath with no judgment, letting it all go. And after that 5th exhale, just finding your hands in your lap, however they may fall, with your hands on your knees, facing up is very receiving of the energy that we're creating. Hands down on the knees is very grounding. Or you can find that standard mudra that we always see Buddha in the statues with your left hand in your lap, your right palm on top of it, palms facing up and the thumbs to touch. So really just finding whatever is comfortable for you today, and just close your eyes if they're not already. This meditation connects people and reminds them how our energy moves, shifts, and transforms. In this meditation, feel bright light move through all the rooms of your body to just outside of your skin, to the people in your life and into the trees, oceans, and finally, all of Mother Nature. Sit comfortably so you can feel the spine present and upright. Feel the gentle curve in the low back, matched by the one at the base of the skull. Relax your shoulders by bringing them up towards your ears and then rolling them back and down just a few times. It should feel really good. Let go of the feeling that you have anything to do right now. Feel the sensation of the clothes on your skin, the energy of your body sitting here in this room. Begin to visualize a light of any color, whatever comes to mind. It could be gold or blue, light or dark. Feel it start to form in your low belly. In Sanskrit, the word for sun is Jyoti. Feel the light like the sun or Jyoti coming from within. Start to picture the light move through your body, into your chest and heart, down into your arms and fingers. The light now begins to descend into your lower limbs, to your feet and toes, filling you up with warmth. See how the light moves into your mind and fills your head and crown chakra with sunlight. Begin to breathe this light all the way down, filling your entire body with whatever color you see. Let the light radiate outside of your body, into the room, and maybe into the people in surrounding rooms. Now, as you sit, the light starts to fill the room and connect all the bodies who are practicing today. See the light shift and filter its way outside of this room, into the wind and trees, into the waterways and mountains, until it begins to fill the entire planet and the beings that live here. This light is not selective. It moves its way through the world, touching and filling every sentient being until the universe is one bright light and you are at the center of it. It is a part of you and you are a part of it. Sit here for a few moments longer, radiating in the warmth and presence of this connection with your breath. And when you're ready, coming back to the awareness of the room, coming back to the awareness of this beautiful body. Take one more big, deep healing breath as you inhale this beautiful light you created all the way down. Let it fill your heart space, and then just sigh it out again. When you're ready, open your eyes to a gentle gaze. Hello. And just remove whatever is underneath you, whatever prop. And then just bring your feet to a supine butterfly. So bringing the soles of the feet together, finding wherever is comfortable. They could be out here, they could be all the way in towards your body, making sure you are always honoring the body. That's what I find most important with my classes. I'm never going to push you into something that hurts. If discomfort's okay, but pain is not. So if you're ever in pain in any of my poses, just coming out and finding something that's comfortable with you. So just coming to the supine butterflies, soles of the feet to touch, finding where it's comfortable. Your spine is nice and long. You can even grab onto your ankles to pull your pelvis forward to create length through the spine. And then inhale your arms up to the sky, really reaching. Feel the spine elongate, this gentle back bend in the lower arch of your back. As you exhale, gently beginning to come forward just a few inches. Inhale and filling up, exhale, letting go a few more inches. Take one more big deep breath in. And as you exhale, finding your way all the way down to the ground. This is where blocks come in handy, or even bolsters. And just letting your chest come towards the earth, eventually head. And just breathe down into the hips, into the lower back, the thighs, wherever you feel it. Just making sure to stay connected to the breath, keeping the face relaxed, the jaw, the space between the brow. And just breathe. Maybe closing your eyes in the poses and really fully surrendering into them. Just a few more breaths here. Feeling the openness in the hips as you exhale, releasing. And on your next inhale, using your fingertips to gently roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time, taking it nice and slow. Lengthen your legs out nice and long in front of you and just shake them out and begin to tap them. This really helps with blood circulation. And you can always tap the whole body. So even the chest, like if you're feeling sick, tapping the chest, it is a little bit of hitting, really can clear it out. So just tapping your body in general gets the lymph nodes and all the blood and everything flowing. When you're ready, bring your legs out to both sides for dragonflies. So your legs are nice and long. Finding the length through your spine. Take a nice big inhale. Turn towards your right foot. And as you exhale, come down a few inches. Take a nice inhale and then exhale a few more inches. One more big breath in, and this exhale, finding wherever you can grab onto your toe, ankle, shin. But just making sure at this one that you're not crouching. You really do want some length through your spine. So if you can't get all the way down, please listen to the body. You can even take your blocks on either side of you like this and just bring your hands to here. But just making sure to stay breathing in and out through the nose. A few more breaths. On your next inhale, gently begin to rise back up. Coming forward to align the spine. Again, pause here for a couple breaths. And then when you're ready, take a nice big inhale. Turn towards your left leg. Exhale just a few inches down, hinging at the hips. Another big breath in. Exhale a little further. And then on this next exhale, all the way, finding length through the spine, breathing into the parts of the body that are stiff, with the exhale making space to come down a little further. Just a few more breaths. And on your next inhale, gently beginning to rise back up. Bring your feet back in. And this time we're going to, so you'll keep the left leg bent and the right leg bends back behind you. So that sounds like it's going to be tough, but it's just really a bending of the knee. If this is too much, you're just going to stay here. This is called deer, and then we're going to go into a deer twist. So take a nice big inhale and reach your arms over your head if you can. And on the exhale, turning towards the left, bring your right hand for leverage in the beginning on your knee almost. And the left hand comes almost all the way behind you, coming up onto your fingertips to create length through the spine. And then gaze over this left shoulder. So a deer twist. Engaging your core, feeling these parts of the body that are opening up with each breath. Breathe through discomfort, but if you're in any pain, of course, coming out. And just enjoy these gentle stretches. Shining your light with your chest open wide. On your next inhale, fill the chest all the way up, opening up wide. And on the exhale, a gentle release back to center, very slowly. Bring this right leg out, bending the knee, the sole of the foot comes towards the inner thigh, and then bending this left knee back, opening up the chest nice and wide. Take a nice big inhale, reach the arms over the head, and on the exhale, turning towards the left, left arm comes here for leverage, right arm comes behind you. Coming up onto the fingertips of the right arm and gaze over the shoulder. This wringing out of the spine really enacts all the nerve endings in the body, begins to send some energy throughout our body as well. It's very healing. Twists are also great for digestion and for any digestive issues. So just breathe into those parts of the body. Maybe closing the eyes and enjoying. Take 2 more very slow breaths. With the exhale, maybe sink a little deeper into the twist. And on your next exhale, coming forward, nice and slow. And then making your way to tabletop. So hands are over The shoulders are over the hands, hips are over the knees. Your fingertips are spread open wide, gripping onto the mat. Toes or tops of the feet are flat on the ground. Feeling how strong this foundation is. Hug your core in, activate those muscles. And as you inhale, we'll be coming to cow. So reach the crown of the head to the sky, curl the toes, arch the back, the navel comes towards the ground. And feeling your arms, they're nice and active here. No passive stretching. And as you exhale, push into the ground, your pelvis comes forward, uncurl the toes, and bring the chin to the chest, rounding your back like a cat. And on the next inhale, finding your cow. And then cat. So just finding this gentle flow with your breath. If you'd like to sway from side to side, inviting in this beautiful warmth and energy. Just enjoying this watery flow of the breath. And then come to a pause. Just pausing here for just a moment, connecting to the breath in and out through the nose. Bring your left arm in front of you, nice and long and strong. Your nose is in line with with your middle finger. Inhale and bring your right arm up to the sky, opening up for another twist. And as you exhale, drawing it underneath you, bringing your shoulder down, left arm comes out in front of you, and eventually your head, temple, cheek, and chest come towards the earth for thread the needle. So your tush is in the sky, but the rest of your body is down on the ground. And just breathe. If you want to try something a little bit deeper, you can bring this left arm in a bind around you, reaching for that thigh crease on the other side. And opening up of the chest and shoulders. Just a few more breaths here. If your arm is behind your back, just bringing it by your side onto your palm of your hand. Push into that hand to start to bring the body up. Inhale, this arm back up to the sky. Follow it with your gaze. And exhale, drop that hand down. Coming back to this neutral tabletop and then coming to the other side. Bring your right hand in this time. Arm is nice and long. Inhale to find the twist, opening up your chest. Gaze up to the sky. And on the exhale, drawing it underneath your body. Your right arm comes out in front of you. Eventually, your temple, cheek, and everything touches the ground. And if you want to try, you can find that bind on this side. I have a little bit of a shoulder issue, so I'm just going to keep it nice and long in front of me. And if it's in front of you, coming up onto the fingertips, if you want a little bit of a more active stretch, like you're holding a ball in your hand. Just a few more breaths. On your next inhale, draw that hand towards your body, push into the ground to inhale this left arm up to the sky. Follow it with your gaze. And then exhale, drop that left hand down. Bring your big toes to touch, open your knees nice and wide, and just push back to a child's pose. So if you're not familiar with child's pose, you can do it a couple different ways, but this is an active child's pose. So big toes touch, knees open as wide as the mat, and eventually your chest, forehead, chin, everything comes down towards the ground and your arms are out in front of you. A very grounding pose. Just connect to the breath. On your next inhale, begin to come back up to tabletop and then pushing back to downward dog. So coming up onto your toes, pushing back, arms are spread. Hands are spread nice and wide. If you need a gentle bend in the knee, please take that. And then reaching your chest towards your thighs, begin to pedal out your feet for the first downward dog of the day. And if your heels don't touch the ground, don't force it. Everybody's downward dog looks different. Look forward and gently begin to walk your feet up towards in between your hands. And on an exhale, let everything go. Bend the knees generously to release all this air. The chest comes onto the top of the thighs. Head comes towards the ground. And then you can either bring your elbows behind your knees and clasp onto them, or you can come in front of you and just dangle here, releasing any tension in the neck and lower back. And you can sway from side to side. On your next exhale, just drop your hands, begin to straighten the legs. And as you exhale, just rolling up nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time. Roll your shoulders back and down a few times. And to welcome the sun, we'll do some half sun salutations today to say welcome, and we celebrate you, and we're excited for spring to come. Inhale your arms up to the sky. And on an exhale, folding forward. If you need to bend your knees, please do so. Hands touch the ground. And on your next inhale, a halfway lift, creating this 90-degree angle with your body. Hands come to the shins. And exhale and fold. Inhale to rise all the way up to standing. Arms come up to the sky. Look up to the sky. And exhale your hands to prayer at your heart. We're going to do this 2 more times, breath to movement. The first time I'll guide you through it again, and then the second time I'll leave it to you. So inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. Arms come up to the sky, and then exhale, hands to prayer. And then you find this movement, this little flow, breath to movement, one more time on your own. You know where to go. And then we'll meet with our hands in prayer. And while you're here in prayer, remember that light, the color of that light that filled you entirely at the beginning of class, and bring it back to your awareness, back to your third eye, and breathe it down into your heart. On your next inhale, reach your arms to the sky. On the exhale, fold. On this inhale, halfway lift. And on the exhale, step back to plank. So coming onto your toes and your arms coming nice and long. Hold here to activate your core, creating warmth throughout the body. Feel how strong you are. And then drop your knees and then begin to lower yourself all the way down to the ground, hugging your elbows into the chest. And to start off, just bring your hands in front of you as a little pillow, and the forehead comes onto the hands. Connect to the breath. And when you're ready, bring those hands by your sides. They're almost at the top of your shoulders, and hug them in towards your body. Activate your legs, pushing the tops of your feet into the ground so much so that your knees lift off the ground. This is to protect your back. And on your next inhale, gripping into the mat, begin to open up your chest for Cobra. So you're lifting the chest. You're gripping into the mat, but you're not pushing into the mat with your hands. You want to use your back to lift your chest. And this is tough, so definitely take little sips of air. Opening up the chest to shine your light. Just a few more breaths. Exhale and release, and bring your palms or your hands in front of you again, and just bring one ear to your hands. Bend your knees and just windshield wiper the legs from side to side, nice and slow. This brings your back into alignment. And then pause here, let your legs come down to the ground. Activate those legs again. Gaze towards the floor, and this time you're going to bring your forearms out in front of you. So to start, they can be out in front of you pretty far, but then you're going to begin to walk them in so your back bends and your legs are still nice and active. This is a little bit gentler, but it is a deeper back bend. And then you eventually come up to gaze in front of you, crown of the head to the sky, and then pull the mat towards you to open up your chest. Remembering that light, breathe it down into your heart space. Stay connected to your breath here. In and out through the nose. If you ever need to take that sigh breath, please take it. Just a few more very slow breaths here. On the exhale, begin to release. Bring your head to the other side, so other ear comes onto your hands. Notice the sensations in your back as you begin to relax. And then bend those knees and bring them from side to side, a little windshield wipering. Bring the feet back down to the ground. And on your next inhale, pushing back up to this tabletop. Inhale your left knee back about hip height, so just a few inches off the ground. Your foot is flexed, pointed down towards the ground. Pause here for a moment to feel the foundation. Take a nice big breath in, and on the exhale, draw a semicircle, bringing your foot over to the side off of the mat. So it's crossed over your left foot or your left leg, and then gaze over to that foot. So it's just a nice long right side lateral stretch, opening up the side body, letting the organs do their jobs, creating space in the rib cage. All of this to have this optimal flow of energy and light throughout your body. Enjoy this beautiful stretch. And on your next inhale, bring that knee back up to the sky or to hip height. And on the exhale, begin to draw it forward, bending the knee, bringing this right knee to the right wrist, and the leg crosses across the mat. And then begin to draw the left knee backward, walking the foot backwards until that left leg is nice and long, coming into pigeon. So this top of the left foot is flat on the ground. Begin to walk your hands backwards so your chest opens up wide. Breathe down to open up this heart space, shining your light with your chest, open up wide. This is another gentle back bend, so breathe into the lower back. And on your next exhale, walking your fingertips forward, beginning to come towards the earth, eventually making your way all the way down there. Chest comes down, eventually head comes down. Arms are nice and long in front of you for sleeping pigeon. If you want to put a block underneath your tush on the right side, that helps sometimes. But if you are here on the ground in your full variation of pigeon, just breathe and connect to that breath. Enjoy this deep stretch. And if your weight is shifting over to the right, try to balance the weight on either side of your body. You can do this by hugging everything towards the midline. Begin to deepen the breath. Coming back to awareness. On your next inhale, begin to walk those hands backwards as you slowly peel your chest off the ground, one vertebrae at a time. Bring that left foot around. Just lengthen those legs out and shake them out a little bit again. Maybe hug the knees into the chest for a moment before coming over to tabletop again. This time, inhale the left leg back, nice and long and strong. The foot is flexed. And just take one breath to notice how that feels. And then take a big, deep inhale. And on the exhale, drawing that semicircle over to the right side, drop the toes to the ground and then gaze over to that foot. Opening up the left side body, breathe down from the crown of your head all the way to the toes. And on the exhale, notice that light that comes all the way from the toes, up your leg, up your side body, and out the crown of your head, shining everywhere. On the next inhale, lift that foot up and finding this pigeon on the other side. So gently draw this left leg forward. The left knee comes to the wrist. Walk your right foot back. Eventually, it's so long, the top of the foot is on the ground. Begin to walk your hands backwards to open up the chest, coming into this gentle back bend. Gaze might come to the sky. Take a big breath in. And on the exhale, gently walking yourself down. Eventually, your chest and head and arms find the ground. Mother Earth holding you here, knowing you're safe to come down towards the earth. And then eventually, you can settle into the pose and surrender, shifting that weight if you need to. But otherwise, just being here and enjoying. And just take a few more slow, long breaths here. With the exhale, releasing tension or stiffness from any parts of the body that need it. And on your next inhale, gently beginning to peel your chest off the ground, using your fingertips to walk yourself up, bringing that right leg around. Find your blocks here. And you're just going to bring one parallel to the mat. The other one comes perpendicular to that one. Either at this height, the top height, or this one. I like this one for this pose. And then coming into heart bench. So you'll bring your back facing the blocks. And then gently begin to lower yourself down, finding the block basically at the bottom of the shoulder blades. It's opening up your heart space and then finding this block as a pillow. Massage your spine and shoulders down onto the block, this beautiful compression, pushing the chest forward with ease. And if you want to lengthen the legs out nice and long, or you can bring them to a supine butterfly. And palms are facing up, receiving this energy. And just allow yourself to melt onto the blocks, surrendering towards the earth, knowing that you're safe here. And feeling this chest open wide as you shine your light. And while you're here in these moments of stillness, acknowledging the thoughts that arise, understanding these feelings and emotions that bubble up to the surface, but then gently breathing them away into the wind. Always using this breath as a tool to come back to the here and now, the present moment. Because really, the present moment is all we have. Begin to deepen the breath, feeling your chest rise and fall. Maybe your low belly expands with each inhale, and with the exhale, a compression. This pose is also really great for all of us since we're always on our phones or our computers or slouching. This really strengthens the upper back muscles and shoulders to create better posture. So when you're ready, just pushing into the elbows to just lift so much so just to remove the blocks from under you over to the side. And then gently begin to release towards the ground, noticing the sensations as your body touches the earth, the release that happens. And just bend your knees as wide as the mat. Bring the soles of the feet to the ground. And this windshield wipering that we did before, but this time a little different, supine. So exhale them to one side. As you inhale, slowly rise and exhale to the other side. This should feel really good. On your next inhale, come to a pause and then roll to either side to just come up to a seat. And find your bolster. And your bolster is going to come also parallel to the mat. The short edge is going to be facing you. And actually, I'm going to do it on this side to show you. So bring your right thigh to the short edge of the bolster and your left leg is stacked, not on top, but right here. Both the knees are bent. Facing forward. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Feel this really nice reach. The crown of the head reaches, the spine elongates. And as you exhale, turn towards the bolster and then slowly begin to bring yourself down into this deer twist. So we did deer before, but this is a deer twist restorative. So bring your chest all the way down, your arms come by to the sides of the bolster, and then bring your neck to either side that's comfortable. So always honoring the body. If you gaze to the right, it's a bit of a deeper stretch. And just allow yourself to melt towards the earth. This should feel really good. Feeling gratitude in the heart for bringing yourself here today. You could be a lot of other places. So just thanking yourself for shining this light and choosing yoga today. And just allow yourself to melt towards the earth, surrendering onto the bolster, staying connected to the breath. And allowing the thoughts to arise that come up to the surface, and with the exhale, letting them go, save it for later. Always coming back to this breath to stay in the present moment. Begin to come back to the awareness of the body. Take 3 deep breaths here with an audible sigh, a nice release. And on your next inhale, begin to walk yourself up, one vertebrae at a time, coming to face forward. Just find a comfortable seat here. And just a little neck stretch to come back to the alignment before coming to the other side. So just drop your chin to your chest, releasing the tension in the neck. Allow your head to kind of hang heavy. And then on an exhale, roll your right ear to your right shoulder. Take a nice inhale, and on the exhale, bringing the chin back to the chest. And then begin to roll your left ear over to the left shoulder. Breathe down the right side of the neck. Take a nice big inhale, and on the exhale, drawing that chin back to the chest. And then lift the head. And you can either move the bolster or yourself. I'm going to move the bolster. So I just bring it to the other side. Take the left thigh this time to this edge of the bolster. Inhale your arms up to the sky to create length. On the exhale, turning towards the bolster, and then mindfully bringing yourself all the way down, taking it as slow as you need until you eventually find chin, chest, everything's on the bolster, and then bringing your ear to the opposite side of you had it before. Unless you have a neck problem or any problems that will cause pain, just keeping your head twisted to either side is comfortable, but trying to do it to the other side for balance. And then allowing relaxation here, knowing that you have nowhere else to be but right here, right now. Bringing a sense of peace to the mind. Feeling the comfort of the bolster underneath you, Mother Earth carrying you here. Filling the heart with gratitude for the earth, for Mother Nature, for the sun that is shining today and that comes up each day, for the triumph of light over darkness. Breathe in the light, exhale the obstacles and burdens that are holding you back from shining this light. With the exhale, releasing towards the earth, relaxing all of the parts of the body that are touching the ground. And just breathe. Begin to come back to the awareness of the body. Noticing the breath and the chest as your inhale expands and exhale compresses. Allowing yourself to be here for a few more moments with the breath. Taking that audible sigh if you'd like. On your next inhale, gently beginning to walk yourself up. Coming to this comfortable seat, facing forward just to remove the bolster. Coming to a seat. And then gently beginning to lower yourself all the way down onto the ground. Making sure you have a block nearby. Bend the soles of the feet and hug the knees into the chest. Rock from side to side, massage the lower back on the ground. Rolling your knees around if you'd like. If you're going to do that, just make sure to go to both sides. And then bring the soles of the feet to the ground. The knees are bent. Bring your hands onto the earth, reaching for your heels. If you can't reach the heels, that's okay. It's just about the action of your fingertips reaching. So your shoulders are lowering away from your ears. And on your next inhale, pushing into the feet and hands, lift the pelvis just a few inches towards the sky. On the exhale, release. On your next inhale, a few more inches up towards the sky. On the exhale, release towards the earth. On this inhale, begin to rise all the way up, finding that block beside you. And then bringing it underneath you onto your sacrum. So it could go on any height that you're comfortable with. If it's your first time doing this or one of your first times, keeping it on the lowest height is probably best. And finding it on your sacrum, which is that flat little part between your lower back and your tush. You don't want it on your lower back, so no pinching or anything like that. Yeah, so eventually bringing your hands by your sides with your palms facing up towards the sky. Allowing the compression of the block to push your pelvis up towards the sky, melting onto the block. If this is too much for you, you can remove the block. But if you'd like to go a little bit deeper, lengthen your legs out long in front of you. And in yin, this is called pontoon. And just feeling this whole part of the body begin to open up with each of the time, with the time that passes by. Notice the emotions that might start to bubble up. This specific area, especially for females, we tend to hold a lot here. This is where we carry babies. This is where our menstrual cycles happen. This is just a very emotional area. So this expansion of this part of the body really opens up everything. It is so beautiful, unlocking our root and sacral chakras. This area of the body defines yin for me, a connection to our divine feminine energy, the area of creativity and sensitivity. So just begin to connect with that, allowing any feelings or emotions to come up and just breathing them away, but understanding them, acknowledging them. And just take a few more moments of silence here in this pose. On your next inhale, begin to bend the knees if they're not already. Bring the soles of the feet to the ground. Inhale to bring the pelvis just up a little bit, so much so to remove the block from underneath you, and gently release towards the earth, allowing everything to relax. Take these feet as wide as the mat again. Take a nice big inhale. Bring your arms to a T shape, so lifting them just a little further than they were before to be at shoulder height. Take a nice big breath in, and on the exhale, let the legs fall over to the right. The gaze comes over the left shoulder. Another gentle wringing out of the spine, this time for relaxation. If your right knee is not touching the ground, you can put a block underneath it for comfort. On your next inhale, gently begin to lift the knees towards the sky, bringing the head and everything towards the center. Pause here for a moment, enjoying the sensations throughout the body of coming out of a pose. Take a nice big breath in, and on the exhale, coming to the other side, gaze comes to the opposite shoulder, and enjoy. On your next inhale, draw those knees up towards center, head comes to the center. And then finding any poses you need before before your Shavasana. So happy baby might feel good, or shoulder stand, wherever you are in your practice. If you need a little guidance, reach on the outside arches of your foot, or inside if you can't reach for the outside. Bending the knees and just pulling those arches and knees down towards the earth for happy baby. Just looking like a little happy baby who's shining their light with no worries in the world. And rock from side to side, pulling these knees towards the earth. Maybe touching the earth if you can. Eventually making your way into Shavasana. Some people's favorite part, a lot of people's favorite part. Just finding comfort on the ground. If you need any props underneath you, sometimes a bolster under the knees feels good. But just allowing a surrender. Again, knowing there's nothing you have to rush to. Taking this time for you. Feeling all the parts of the body touching the earth, melt into the ground. Close the eyes. Feel your breath begin to slow, coming back to your natural rhythmic breath. Really allowing yourself to be in the here and now. And today, I'm going to just let your Shavasana carry you into the day so you can stay here for as long as you'd like. But I just want to say thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you can go out into the world and shine your light, find your passion, spread this light to everyone you know and meet. And when you shine your light and allow yourself to be who you truly are, you really liberate others to do the same. So just knowing that you have the strength and power to affect others with your light. Coming to this light whenever you need. Coming to your breath in times of stress. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Namaste. Enjoy your Shavasana and enjoy the rest of your day, you beautiful light energy beings.